AITA for wanting my wife to notice when the grass is tall, without having to explicitly tell her. I work full-time. My wife is a mom to our 2 kids, 10 and 4, and she homeschools them as well. My chores are to take out the trash and maintain the lawn, and I help pitch in for the most part whenever I see it is needed, and often stop by the grocery store on the way home to get whatever she says we need for the day. Recently she saw how exhausted I was after mowing, and offered to have a neighborhood kid mow the lawn. I thought this was a good idea, and told her to go ahead and ask him. She did, and he does a good job. The problem is this. She expects me to tell her when the lawn needs mowed. Her argument is that she does everything else, and she was trying to make my life easier. Instead, I'm making it harder by giving her one more thing to keep up with. But I think she lives there, too. She sees the grass when she goes outside. Why should I have to play this convoluted game of telephone when she is the one with his number? And it's pretty obvious when the grass gets long. It just seems like needless extra steps to me. She was pretty upset at that, and now she is mad at me. AITA? Edit. The reason I have her call him is she is friendly with and knows the mom, and I don't really. We say hi in passing, but that's about it. So it makes more sense for her to. They text each other already. Your chore has been reduced to literally one sentence. Lawn needs mowing, and you are getting pissy over it? YTA. Let me point out this. Quote, you often stop at the grocery store on the way home to get whatever she says we need for the day. Whatever she says we need for the day. Is there a reason that you don't notice what might be needed for the day? Of course there is. To you, that's entirely her job. You count on her to inform you of that. She goes through the work of making a list and either sending it to you or calling you or answering you. But you could just as easily look in the fridge and notice you're running low on milk. Right? You see the food when you open the fridge. Why don't you make the list? What I'm saying, my man, is that she already is carrying a lot of the noticing and informing work. Either learn to get over feeling weird and contact the kid you give money to, or his mom, directly, or just say, hey hun, I think the lawn could use a mow if you can call Kevin. YTA. This is barely a molehill. No need to make it a mountain. Edit. Y'all. Thanks for all the nice shiny awards. I will treasure them always. One more edit. I don't actually think he needs to take on the groceries if this division of labor works for them. But he still lists the lawn as his responsibility. If she can tell him what they need from the store, he can text her, lawn needs mow. Love you. YTA. Your wife sounds overwhelmed, and you basically just gave her one more thing to do after she tried to help you out. You couldn't even come up with a solution to avoid having to do the work and pass the job right back to your wife. Set a schedule or give the kids some guidelines to check on. Based on that and the fact you list, often stop by the grocery store on the way home to get whatever she says we need for the day, as some sort of meaningful chore, suggest you barely taken any initiative on running the household. You are not a lost cause, but you need to take some real initiative here. For example, tell her that you are on meal planning for the week. Find a balance on who makes what meal. Write it all down. Create a grocery list and actually own the chore so she doesn't have to be the one thinking about it. YTA. She does everything else. Why can't you help with this one thing? Better yet, why don't you take over getting the kid's number, since it's your chore? Hun, what's the number for our lawnmower guy? Hey, Tinies. It's Jim, Lisa's husband. Does your son Tim have time to mow the lawn this weekend? It's that easy. YTA. This is a spectacularly stupid hill to die on. Your wife is raising and homeschooling 2 kids and apparently is entirely responsible for all of the cooking and cleaning and running the household as well, which is a 24/7 job. If your only regular chore is taking out the trash, then the division of labor in your home is seriously messed up. Just tell her when she needs to call the neighbor. It's not going to kill you. Is there some reason why you can't get this kid's number and make arrangements? Seems like YTA in this scenario. YTA, this is weird. You have 2 chores and one is being removed, but you're resenting having to say to her, "Okay, call that kid." That's too much? I work full-time and do a hell of a lot more chores than you. You suck, my man. I'm not even going to get into anything else. You literally wrote that you pick up groceries when she tells you to. Do you not get the irony? YTA. She's a som and a teacher. That's 2 full-time jobs. One being 24/7 job. You seem to do the bare minimum and can't walk outside. See the grass needs mowing and text her. Lawn needs mowed again. Huge YTA. Info. Which chores do you just do when you notice they need to be done? Vacuuming? Cleaning countertops? Dishes? YTA. You got the neighbor kid to do one of your 2 chores and now it's her responsibility to decide when it needs mowed and call the kid. On top of doing everything else. She's doing way too much as it is and you do nothing anymore. YTA. You both work full-time. You outside the home. Your wife educating your children, who are at very different ages and need very different curricula. She also does absolutely all the housework except taking out the bins. You used to be responsible for mowing the lawn as well, your 2 chores. As though you're a small child, but she took that off your hands too because it was apparently too much. And you're whining because she's asking for a quick reminder? I would say you need to read up about mental load. But dude, first you need to take on some of the actual physical load: laundry, dishes, vacuuming, mopping, cooking, appliances, cleaning the toilets. How much of the childcare are you doing outside working hours? YTA. You carry the emotional load for this one thing and that's too much for you. You know how you feel about your wife in this one instance? Your wife carries the emotional load for managing the logistics of everything else. You pitch in when told. You pick things up when told. Frankly, I'm amazed you dress yourself without help in the morning. YTA. Is this really the hill you want to die on? Your wife homeschools, takes care of the house, kids cooking, and you want her to take on one more thing regardless of how simple it is. If it's so dang simple, why can't you say, "Hey, we need the lawn mowed"? Goodness. Or stop pretending it's awkward and text the kid or their mom yourself. YTA. How hard is it to say, "Hey honey, give the lawn mowing kid a call today, could you? Grass is getting long? It took me all of 3 seconds to type it. And I have arthritis." YTA. Seriously. It's that much of a chore to tell your wife, over dinner, "Can you text so and so forth lawn?" Dear God, the whininess. Your poor wife. She does so much. And you bitch about her making your life easier. And taking a chore off your plate. What do you do besides work? YTA. You, as a grown adult with kids, have like 2.5 chores to do, which have now been reduced because you have a helper, and you're getting pissy at your wife, even though she found someone to help you when she noticed how exhausted you were. Because she hasn't taken over the management of the lawn and the decision-making over the lawn when your household workload has been significantly reduced, while she still has to do the 98% of things that need to be done around the house. Be serious right now. YTA. You are adding an extra task to your wife's list and can't even be bothered to tell her the grass needs to be cut. Are you serious here? You have very minimal responsibilities outside of your job, and you think it's too much to ask of you to tell your wife when the grass needs mowing? Do you notice what groceries you guys need, or do you expect her to do that? From your post it sounds like she has to do that too. She was kind enough to suggest that you offload some of what are already super light responsibilities. You can talk to the damn neighbor yourself. Stop using the excuse that you don't know the neighbor. YTA. You should be taking more of the load, not less.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.